And I think that's serious a problem. I'm probably about 700K with audio. So just a plain carrier, it's just going to look like a mine, a vertical mine on the monitor. It's not being modulated, it'll look like that. Then when you modulate, you can see the sidebands with audio. Anyhow, you have to do it closer. I can put my service monitor in the car and go up there and have a look around. But anyhow, yeah, you're right, it is a hobby. I've enjoyed it for a long time. 55 years plus. So, anywho, most of y'all coming pretty loud here. Kevin, you're about 20 over. And the needle only goes to +20 over that time. So, you're awful strong here. It's overcoming the static from that storm. Yeah, we did have fatalities, but it was south of me. But that's just southwest of me. Over in Alabama, got hit pretty hard in some ways. And that storm last year that came in out of the Gulf and went across southwest. It has run the price of pecans up to about $8 a pound. Well, not even a pound, it's just a bag. Half a pound. Anyway, I foregoed making the traditional pecan pies that I make. They made Gordon pie. You call it executives enjoy it. Anywho, Kevin, I'm going to go get me a cup of coffee. And let me get it over to NKA. Well, I'm good to you. You can say bad things about it while I'm getting me some coffee. KK4GZQ and the group K4FNY.
I don't think you have any worry of that, Charlie. K4FNY with WD4NKA, W3MMR. This is KK4GZQ on the Flex this morning with the AL1200. Yeah, it's the skirts that are 8 kcs wide either side of carrier that are hanging out there, according to what I've been told. I don't know. I've not seen it. And of course, now this is the first I've heard anything of messing with the guys down on 160. And I've tried everything I know to do. I've tuned it, and I don't know. I just don't know. And like Charlie said, I may still be hitting it too hard. The REA monitor that I have here, like I said, it shows almost the identical. I can take take the flex out of line here, go over to 610. The REA looks almost the exact same on positive and negative peaks, but yet the 610's got a problem. I don't know. The symmetry is the same. I don't know. Me oh my. Mama said that it wasn't going to be easy. She never made any promises, huh? Hey, Gary, I'm like you. I'm just exactly like you on that, you know. Like I said, it is just a hobby. And as long as I'm running legal here and whatnot, yeah. And I don't have to look perfect, sound perfect. And that, you know, with the addition and the more God, boy, I tell you, it's too early in the morning. The more technology we have, the more equipment that we have to sit and look and be able to look at our signals and whatnot. It's a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. So I think at some point you start splitting hairs, and maybe not particularly on this particular project or what have you, but on a lot of stuff we're just splitting hairs, and it's a lot of time and effort for absolutely nothing. That's my take on it. Charlie, I'm sorry to hear about the live loss down in Georgia, and you said down south of you. Okay, on I think what was that, Hurricane Michael that came through year before last? Did a lot of extensive damage there in South Georgia, driving the price of the pecans up. We don't need that. Anyway, and Perry, you and John sound excellent here on my end. I'm looking at you on my own pan adapter. Of course, I'm not being critical of it, but everything looks right. WD4NKA to pick it up. Here's KK4GZQ in the group.
N2YKX.
The glass on that one, Kevin. Oh my gosh. There's a few things that are knowns. Somebody repeating you, reporting hearing you on 160. In order for that to happen, I mean, you can't throw a harmonic backwards. I mean, it depends on. I'm going to assume, based on what I caught of the conversation yesterday, it's crystal controlled, I'm guessing. And your fundamental frequency is generated on 75 meters, so you know that it's not going to be a harmonic, obviously, because you can't throw one backwards. That would mean that something would have to be fundamentally resonating, energized at that level. You may want to get the frequency on 160 that you heard and see if there are some
I heard Andrew in there, N2YKX. So Andrew, go ahead, pick it up, and then swing it back to me, and we'll put you in the rotation there after Gary. Gary can turn it to you, and then you can turn it to me. N2YKX from W3MMR. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning. Everybody's sounding good here in Northport, New York. So Perry, yeah, I just came down and I heard you talking about the TV, and I'm glad to hear that this is going forward for you. So that TV that you're getting is very heavy, so you should be happy that you got her sons bringing that over. That way, you pretty much, they can place it where you want it, and there it will stay, I guess, right? I know they're very heavy. I'm not sure what that one actually weighs, but I'm sure it's pretty heavy. So I heard Kevin was talking about mentioning the REA. I had planned to get one for Christmas. Jesus Christ! Yeah, I just woke up, so my brain is not there yet. I wanted to get it for Christmas, but my birthday's in April, so I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna wait till April instead of just buying it like I normally would. Showing some restraint, and I'm gonna wait till my birthday to buy that or to get it from my wife. So it's good hearing you guys in here. The group is small, and I hear everybody excellent. So I figured I would jump in and say hello. So Perry, I'm going to send it back over to you, and that's pretty much it. W3MMR N2YKX.
N2YKX. Jesus, man, my throat is nuts this morning. W3MMR. Real good, Andrew. Good morning. Great signal. Down here, 30 over. And fantastic audio as always. Nice and smooth, high fidelity audio on amplitude modulation. Real good stuff. Was I going to comment on? Probably, weighs up 100 pounds or more. I forgot. I didn't even think about how heavy those old plasmas were. My mother had a plasma. I think it was about that size. An old Sony plasma. Ended up taking a crap on her, but it was heavy, very, very heavy, and they're large. They're obviously not as thin width-wise as as the new LED TVs are. So, and I told her, she'll be saving on her electricity bill as well. With the new TV, because some of those big plasmas, man, they could burn up 700 watts. It's not that much power, so it's like sitting with the TV on, man. It's like sitting here doing 650, 700 watts, man, all day long, 24 hours a day. So you can imagine how the draw it would have on your electricity on the house there. So hopefully the process goes quick and easy and it's done and over with, because there's been points where she's been kind of flaky about it. It seemed like everything was going well at first, and then she kind of dropped off the face of the map, with things, and stopped answering my text messages, and I thought she was, kind of blowing me off, and then she finally answered, and then she stopped answering for days, and so now that I got the TV, I spent the money, and I'm going to have it here today. I just hope the TV doesn't sit in my house for a week, and I'm sitting here wondering, did I just buy a TV for no reason? Because I don't need a TV here at the house, but it's going to be nice, to be able to put a TV up in the bedroom. I'm going to put this big TV down in the living room, and I have a 42-inch plasma, which doesn't cause me any issues. I'm going to put that up in the bedroom. And I'll just obviously keep the big one turned off on the air, so it doesn't cause me any issues. So hopefully the process goes quick. And I've never owned an REA monitor. I know obviously a lot of people who have them. Obviously know Steve, QIX, but they look fantastic. Luckily, on this LP500 that I have has an AM modulation monitor built into it. Positive, negative peak scale, and also has a scope and everything, so you can check out your waveforms. It also has a spectrum analyzer on it. I mean, it's got a ton of features on this LP500, so it was worth every dime and every month that I had to wait for it to get built. I think I was on the waiting list for almost a year for this. The waiting period is much lower now, but this LP500 has definitely been great, and I got, you can interface it with your computer and pull up the software and the screen of the LP500 right on my computer screen. So if you've ever seen my YouTube videos and the modulation monitor on there, that is the LP500 modulation monitor that you're seeing there. So Gary, you're still holding up real well here, buddy. It's great, man. It really is. It makes me happy for you to see you put out a substantial signal. I knew you'd come around and eventually put out a big signal, and here you are, hammering down on 3885. Back down to you, Charlie. K4FNY in the group W3MMR.
they do come through here. Most of it is quite not tornadoes. Anywho, I may get around to doing some more packing here with small parts of that rock. I did go to another town today. We had a barbecue lunch together. Enjoyed that. And I'm really glad that you guys broke in here. I was worried that the provocation along with the static would just make the band impossible to use. So it sounds like to me that's not the case. So, Kevin, back up to you, I guess. On the flex, it sounds like a 610. My old ears. KK4GZQ in the root. K4FNY.
Charlie 4 Delta. Okay, you got WC4.
Hang on here, guys.
You got Whiskey Charlie 4 Delta. Don, I've got you as a braking station. Who is the other braking station? Over.
ACC, Joe Dalton, morning.
Hey, morning, Joe. And let's see here. WC4D. Don, I'll turn it to you. Pick up Joe, K4JCP. He goes down to WD4NKA from there. And Perry, I know I ran in the kitchen and grabbed another cup of coffee, but I do not know who the station. I know there's another station up northeast there. Good morning to you as well. I did not get the call. But real good, guys. I'm just going to keep it moving around since I kind of missed out on your guys' last overs. And we'll keep the rotation right here. Don, pick it up. Whiskey Charlie 4 Delta, send it over to K4JCP. Joe, send it over to Deltona to WD4NKA. Whiskey Charlie 4 Delta on the group, KK4GZQ.
KK4GZQ, WC4D. Well, yeah, I definitely slept in this morning. 12:45 going to bed and trying to get up at 5 o'clock wasn't going to work this morning. I don't know who all watched the ball game last night, but wow, that was a good one. I guess I was pulling for LSU, just being an SEC team, and I really didn't have any preference to either team, but I pulled for SEC, and really enjoyed it. And then I watched the award ceremony and everything else. 12:45 when I went to bed. Charlie, you're sounding good this morning, and I heard, I just got in here when Perry was in here, and Perry's strong in here. Perry, I really liked your recordings. Like I said, I don't know if you've seen any of the things I wrote yesterday, but that was the first time I've ever heard myself recorded on the radio, believe it or not. Been a ham for 32 years, and that's my very first time ever hearing it. Surprised. Pretty much sounded like myself, but man, Kevin sent this song into your station, I think it was last Thursday recording. I was listening to it Friday, and man, I was a mud duck down in the noise. I got a question for you all. I have a double bazooka antenna, and it's pretty far out resident. Matter of fact, it's probably about SWR is probably about 5 or 6 something. I forget what it is exactly now. Well, I know why I don't know, because my watt meter was registered so high. But I use a Palstar antenna tuner, and it's actually around 3587. It's just too long is what the problem is with it. And you think it'd be a lot more efficient if I go ahead and shorten it up and just get it closer to 3885 instead of using this tuner? I'm thinking it probably will, but, you know, for some reason, I don't know the answer to that. And I think that's something I should know, but I don't. So, I'll let some of the YouTube guns out there answer that one for me if you could. And, Joey, you sound really good this morning, man. You're pounding here. You was about 30 over when I heard you on in there. So, Anyway, I don't have much more to say because I got in here really late. Just picked up, like I said, from Terry on, so I didn't hear anything else. I don't know who's all here. I didn't hear Gary check in because I guess he was checking in the same time I was. So I'll say good morning to Gary and Charlie and Kevin and there, and that's all I know who's here. So over to you, Joe. K4GZQ, WC4D.
Yeah, Gary, I hear you in there. I'm hearing you, but there is a lot of QSB. I didn't catch that last one, so yes. I actually have to take off. My wife and I have coffee every morning, and you hear pitter-patter above me. I'm in the basement here. Relegated to the basement. What are you going to do? So, I just want to make a quick few comments. Perry, the electricity, I didn't realize the electricity was for those, the electricity for the TVs, those plasma TVs. I didn't realize that they were such a high wattage. I mean, that's crazy. So that alone should make the woman happy. And, her thinking about whether to do it or not, taking time to get back to you and all that. Some people get hot and cold feet because they talk to other people about it, and other people, they're always negative. A lot of people are negative, and you start saying, "Oh, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't trust them. It's, what the hell? Why do you have to change something or whatever?" But I think you finally got to her with, with electricity, the cost of electricity and other things. So we're really glad to hear he's working out for you. Like I said, I do have to run, so it was nice being in here this morning. So that's pretty much it. All right, I'm going to send it over to you, Perry. W3MMR, N2YKX. I'm going to be clear.
N2YKX, excuse me, W3MMR. All right, Andrew, real good. Great hearing you in here this morning. Thanks for joining us. It's always great getting in here in the mornings. We're here every morning. At least one of us is here, but it's usually all of us. We all usually always get in here, so don't be a stranger, and feel free to jump in whenever you can. Good morning, Don. Don, I didn't even realize that was you from the Facebook group. And then when I seen what you wrote yesterday, it all clicked. I said, "Oh, would you look at that?" And it's good. I'm glad more guys from the group are getting on here in the mornings. Because it's fun. I really enjoy it here in the mornings. It's a great group of guys, and get in here and BS and get our days started, sipping on coffee, act like fools, and enjoy our radios and our hobby here. So great signal here too, Don. You always have a great signal. Coming into Chester, Pennsylvania, right here outside the city of brotherly love. You're about 25 over S9 here into the Anon this morning, and not too much else going on here. I'm just glad, like Andrew was saying there, glad this whole TV situation is coming, finalizing here and coming to a close. Hopefully, I just hope, since I live where I live, that now that I take care of this, and something else doesn't pop up. That's usually the way it works when your neighbors are 10 feet away from you. Her television is only about 25 feet from the one side of my antenna. That's how close her property is to mine. Right outside, my computer and everything right here is set up against the one wall of the porch of this finished porch here, and directly on the other side of this wall, her house is about 10 feet on the other side of this wall. So we're packed in here in the city, so it's not surprising I have issues like I do, but slowly but surely over the past couple years, and my one neighbor was very nice and took care of a power supply that was causing me issues, and I replaced that for him, and now this television, I just hope nothing else pops up. Fingers crossed, guys. So we'll keep it moving along, and the group is growing. And Kevin, I hope everything went well yesterday with the pre-op, and I'm sure you're ready to get this done and taken care of. And I wonder how long you're going to be down and out for. If you're going to be, I don't know how that whole surgery works, I'm sure now, nowadays, recovery time is a lot faster than what it used to be. But obviously, still, you're going to be in a hell of a lot of pain, I'm sure, and going to be going through some physical therapy and things like that. So back down to you, Charlie, and sorry to hear about the storms and the fatalities around your area down there. I know the storms that rolled through the other day were really bad, and luckily we didn't get much of it except for a little bit of wind. But my prayers go out to those guys living down south that has to deal with that. K4FNY in the group, W3MMR.
N2YKX. Andrew, good to meet you here on the band. And I don't have him in the log, so it's our first video, I guess. So come back and join us with some coffee. And good to hear you up in the cold frozen tundra. Don, that double bazooka is not an antenna I've ever run. So but hopefully you can set it to if that's where you want to operate, that it's going to be. I couldn't put up an antenna like that here. I had to put an L antenna up. But I call it actually an inverted L. It's in bed with a homebrew tuner and a really stiff round. I've got 4 rods out there. I've got 2 stations. 16 feet deep in the ground, and they're bonded together with Cadwell and the lead coming into the ground jack is number 6. And my antenna is also number 6 wire. It was a freebie, and it's not particularly cut for any band. It's 133 feet, and it will operate from 160 through 6 meters with this homebrew tuner. And it has very low SWR. I made me up a chart and preset everything. You have to do that set, just touch up the loading and the input capacitor to it. So I can operate at 1-to-1 ratio anywhere I want, but who knows how good a weight engine it is. So anyway, maybe my next QTH I can put up a decent antenna. That one's working good now. The only downside of it is that it does pick up a lot of static. It's not a loop type antenna. It's not a folded dipole or anything like that. It's just a big old wire. And I use it for my crystal radios here. I've been DXing a little bit listening to them. I don't have the tuner on it for those broadcast stations. But I can hear quite a lot when the time gets around to sundown and people have to change their power outputs on some of the broadcast transmitters when I listen out. And here I'm northeast of Atlanta. And the first station I heard on that crystal set was KMOX in St. Louis. So it's kind of a neat deal. I need to make a photo of it and put it up on my QRZ page. So I've got things in disarray right now. I'm operating on a shoestring, and all my test equipment is packed away. So Kevin, back up to you. And that REI analyzer may be the one that tips your trailer over there, so be careful. KK4GZQ, K4FNY.
Okay, Charlie, boy, noise floors jumping up and down here. K4FNY, KK4GZQ, and best 73 to Andrew. N2YKX there out on Long Island. And I think I've worked Andrew just a time or two. He's got some really neat fights. And some real good. He's into music and guitars. Looks like electric guitars. Pretty cool, Andrew, if you're still listening. You had a good signal down here this morning. You were up over S9. And Don, I went to the QRZ page to get a good view of your KKH there. I'm just wondering, you've got some pretty big power lines that are back behind the house and pretty close to that antenna. I'm just wondering if maybe, of course, that's on that back side you talked about, which is kind of open to some farmland. I tell you that I never really realized it when I was there, but those are pretty close to the antenna, and I'm wondering if you maybe have some absorption there at all. I don't know. I was trying to see if I could listen to what some of the other guys said about maybe getting your antenna more resonant, for the frequency here, but and whether it would make that much difference in gain, but my gut feeling is no. I don't know. I just don't. If you're that close in length, well, then again, that's just me, Don. Location. That's just all I can tell you. That's just my take on it. Anyway, Perry. Okay on the post, the pre-op. And it went really quick. I got there at about 9:15, 9:20. I was a little early. And they got me right in, got a little paperwork filled out, and boom, they were calling me back. I was out of there in 30 minutes. Finished some blood and did took a chest x-ray of me and whatnot. And everything went well. I was out of there and gone. And then all set up for Friday, and the surgeon, when I talked to him, he said, I should be driving within 48 to 72 hours, and he gave me a feeling like it was just nothing to it. Of course, he does them day in and day out. Of course, I guess it's gotten a lot better with those since I believe it was 1990. I had a lower hernia done. I tried to lift an air conditioner. I worked for Circuit City Stores many years ago. I had a big air conditioning unit that was a floor model that I sold to a couple. And I was a salesman there, and I tried to lift it up and put it on a cart, and I didn't notice it when I lifted it, but later on in the shower that evening or what have you, I noticed a little bulge down there and had to get that one taken care of. And it was a little bit of a duration. It was tough to, as I remember, I was out of work and on my back for at least 5 days and had a lot of pain back then, Perry. So I'm hoping I don't have that this time. Anyway, Don, let me flip it over to you. I think I picked you up last time, and wondering what you think about my theory on the power lines back there. Whiskey Charlie 4 Delta with the group KK4GZQ.
KK4GZQ WC4D. Oh, that might well be. Like I said, I kind of got ripped off. Most people have all their power lines run at the back of their property or whatever. And our power lines run right through the middle of our backyard. If I stand on my back deck, I'm probably within 20 feet of reaching the power lines if I could reach up that high. So, it's really crazy. I have another thing I could do, too. On the back of our property back there are some really tall trees. I'm not one to pick something up in a tree most of the time because of all the movement and everything else with it. But I have, the trees are probably encroaching 90 feet tall, if not more. And I could probably shoot a line up there easily 30 feet above the power line. And I thought about going back there and make a cut of resident antenna there and see how that works. Now, the only problem with it, I'll probably end up having to have 130, 40, or 450 feet of coax on it, and pulling it up that high, I can't really, I'll have to put some kind of strain relief on it, because there'll be nothing to support it. I have to use it with a rope and support like I normally do. I'm just wondering, maybe getting way above it might help or something. 75 meters has never been one of my bands I worked at much. So like I said, I haven't really been that active, like you know, for years on AM. So I really never thought about it. I have the beams and everything else out here, you know, with the 40-meter beam, the tri-bander, and everything else. So if I contest or anything like that, I pretty much keep it in that envelope of, you know, 20, 40, 15 meters or whatever. So, you know, it could be interesting. I think I'm going to try making another antenna cabinet riser, and I'm going to just jack that thing up just as high as I can get it there. If I can shoot a line at that high, I got one of them little slingshot things with a fishing reel on it that, you know, you can launch and see if I can do that. So, Perry, also, I want to ask you if you're hearing me all right. You were, that time, you were all over the place. Sometimes I can hear you, and on some things, the static. Just a minute going, holy cow, down around Spokane, all the way up through Chattanooga, they got some major, major heavy rain going through there. And it's not a really wide path down south of us, and it looks like it'll move through really quick, but it's not too far from us, Kevin. And Nashville and all that, they got some severe weather down there, too. So I'm thinking we're going to get some rain today. We got 50% chance here in Lexington, and 50-50 usually means we're going to get wet. And Perry, I was just curious, on your monitor, whatever we're watching there, what is that you're using there? That's interesting. And you done caught my eye with a little toy, and now I don't know that I want one because you look like you knew what you were doing, moving things around on it. And we got 2 second-generation fire sticks that we're getting ready to take our cable TV and just put fire sticks in here, and we're going to see how that works. So I'm not so sure I'm going to be able to get these fire sticks to work. I have a plasma TV upstairs, so we have a 32-inch one up there, and it doesn't give me any problems at all. My wife can turn it on, it doesn't bother my antennas, not one bit. I can't even tell when it's on and off. I've tested it 1,000 times. Because I used to try to blame it all the time when I'd have electrical. And as I tried to blame it, found out it was the street light down the street that was causing 90% of my problems. Got that taken care of, and everything was good from that. With that, Joe was still sounding good on your WC4D there. And Charlie, now, you're sounding good. That inverted L, you know, that's another, I was telling Kevin last night on the phone, I just got the ARRL antenna book package. I think you get a box set of 4 books on antennas. I've got 4 antenna books. I've got every kind of antenna book all the way. I should be able to answer all my own questions, but that would mean I'd have to take and look at it or something. I haven't even done it. I got them for Christmas because I had 2 $50 gift certificates that I'd won from ARRL at different ham fests and stuff. And I had to use them before the end of December, or they were going to expire. So with them, I got the new ARRL 6 also. I've yet to even look at the first one of them. So it's raining here. I'm going to have to wait till it snows though, because it just it's hard to. I had to go out and pick up sticks yesterday from the storm we had Saturday. I spent 2.5 hours in the yard tree. So I'm tired of picking up sticks. I got a cramp in my hand. I used one of them little grabbers so I didn't have to keep bending over constantly. Man, that's like Hulk Hogan or a Hulk or something there. So I done squeezed that grabber about 6,000 times, it seemed like. So turn it over to you, Joe. And we'll keep it moving on around. K4GZQ, WC4D.
Okay, Don, Charlie 4 Delta and group K4GZQ. They're playing with tennis worms. Fine business. I mean, killing the subject of antennas. I see, I get confused pretty quick. Sometimes, so many years ago, there's one thing about antennas, somebody tells you thing. It won't. And as soon as somebody tells you it'll never work, it will. So, pretty much how that operator is put it up, see what it does. Like a lot of other folks, kind of limited here on space and what to do. So, I'm an old BMW all bandit. Keep on tuning it, even though the gears are extended. I personally enjoy hearing about new antennas and I've got vertical on the roof in the garage here. We use the metal roof as a ground plane, but it did not prove to be any advantage over this folded diamond. I just say, those factors up, one will be sufficient. Gotta let it go with that. Right in the center of the south. I know I on my back porch, these 3 trees that have been hit by lightning over the years. Talk on wood. I've been fortunate not been one trees I got damaged from. Well, anyway, that's my diatribe on that. Sitting right here, you're 3 off the wall. Relatively successful and pain-free. If not, just call Quack and Quack. We'll be nice to meet you. Let's see. Hey, good morning. Coming your way. K4FNY. Make sure I keep speeding on the right this morning. Don't be kissing them alligators. K4JCP. November 8 in the attack. And thinking the band maybe starting to shorten up for me a little bit. Starting to get kind of light there, and Andrew was something going on out there because I'm getting
you may want to try that. And if anything will cut down parasitics, if that is what's happening, where you've got some absorption there, that'll do it. So anyway, and glad to hear. I was wanting to comment on each round about the preparations here for the surgery. It is glad to hear it's going well. That reunion for the surgery on Friday, and just remember that. And we really didn't make this my final because it's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's got to start rolling. Dogs are running around the house. I need to start keeping them, taking them out, and just what good morning and figure out what we're going to do for today. So let's see. N2YKX had signed out, so Terry, if you're still hearing me, let me go ahead and turn it up over to you. W3MMR, Chester, PA. This is WD4. Thanks for the ride.
WD4NKA, W3MMR. I heard N8IE trying to break in after Joe, or before Joe and after Joe were there. I don't know if you guys were hearing Dan there. And if he's still in there, I'll toss it up to him to see if you guys are hearing Daniel out there in Ohio. I'm going to make this my final as well. Just want to make a few comments. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Yeah, Don, I never have an issue hearing you up here, Don. You're always Q5 and usually very well above my noise floor here. No problems here. And I heard that entire last transmission there, so hopefully there's not too much QSB on my signal right now and you can hear me. That's awesome. You have a 90-foot tree on your property. I have my antenna. It's a 125-foot 600-ohm ladder line fed doublet. Up about the apex is 65 feet or so. Inverted V. The one leg is tied off into the top of another tree, which is about 35 feet. About 30 feet, I'd say, in the air. And then the other leg, I have a 10-foot pole on the other corner of my property. So the end, I guess, is about 15 feet. The end of that leg is about 15 feet off the ground. And this antenna stretches from one corner all the way to the other corner of my property. Because I have a little postage stamp here. But I have a bigger yard than most people have in this neighborhood. And when I first put up an antenna for this band, I was using a G5RV in an inverted V on a push-up pole that I had in the center of the yard. The apex was about 37 feet. And then I did a half-wave inverted V here for 3885 coax fed up about 35 feet into a lower portion of the tree that I'm in now. And once I raised that thing up, it made a hell of a difference. And I also have 10 ground radials out there as a ground screen because I use this antenna as a T antenna on 160. I short both feeders together to one side of my balanced L network tuner and ground the other side of the tuner and use it as a T antenna on 160. And it seems to work well. Because my tuner, it's hard trying to tune on 160 with this dipole as a short dipole. I mean, there's a lot of current on the feeders, and I run out of inductance on every tuner that I have. My 10-Tech 238, my double balance tuner, my double L network tuner here, I run out of inductance on that. And the MFJ will tune it, the T tuner, but the balun inside heats up instantly, trying to run it as as a short dipole. So I run it as a T. And the setup I'm using here, Don, is in an Apache Labs Anon 200D software-defined transceiver. I'm just doing a screen capture. What you see is like the pan adapters, the whole control, the control interface for the radio, and then usually in the lower left-hand corner is my mod monitor from the LP500 station monitor that I pull up on the screen as well, and then just the external S meter for the Anon software as well. This is a beta software that I'm using. They come out with new software updates pretty much, once or twice a week, so I'm always updating the software, and it's fun. It's a little more involved than a Flex radio. Flex is, as a proprietary stuff, you can call customer service. It's a little bit easier to use as far as the Flex radios go. The newer Flex radios, the older Flex radios are very similar with the Power SDR, and still are a little easier to use. But the Anons, you're kind of left up to message boards and forums, trying to figure things out. There's no customer support that you can call. You're pretty much on your own. It's definitely a tinkerer's radio. For sure, and real good on switching over to the Fire Sticks on your TV. My cable bill is $186 a month for cable, internet, and so forth. So you're probably saving some money. And real good, Kevin, on Friday. Hopefully it all goes well. Glad the pre-op was quick, fast, and in a hurry, and you got in and got out. And I'm sure everything will go well on Friday, and we'll be talking to you until then. And I'll be saying a prayer for you, buddy. So 7-3, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Got to start getting ready for the salt mine, and I'll throw it up in the air to you, Dan. N8IE, if you're still there. If not, Charlie, pick it up, and you turn it to Charlie, Dan, if you are there. N8IE in the group. 7-3, guys, from W3MMR.
Yeah, good morning, Perry. AJ1G.
All right, good morning from November 8, India Echo. Thank you very much, Perry. Running a little over frequency there. Anyway, we appreciate it very much, Terry. You're sounding great in case you didn't hear me as always. And we're hearing the guys down south, but getting to QFB and the band is changing a little bit. So I'm not going to keep it this morning. Just wanted to get in there and say hello to everyone and wish everybody 7-3 and a great day. We'll try to get in here tomorrow a little bit earlier and catch the Hamburg stuff. With that, I heard the 1JG call out there. If you can hear me, go ahead and pick it up. If not, send it down south to the guys. This is November 8, India Echo. 7-3, everyone.
Yeah, November 8, India Echo. Let me make sure I have it. AJ1G. Okay, I guess I do. Yeah, good morning, Perry. Good morning and hello and goodbye. I guess you're heading off to work. N8IE, good morning. This is Chris, AJ1G, Alpha Juliet 1 Golf in Stonington, Connecticut, southeastern Connecticut. Got a pretty good copy on you here. I guess Kevin's in here, KK4GZQ. Sounds like your operation's coming up the end of the week here. Good luck with on that to you. I assume it's going to be a day surgery in and out type of thing. I hope it is for you. Going to be sore. I know we'll also keep you in our prayers here that goes well for you. On the Central Electronics 20A and 600 Ellis Fording, kind of a cool, rainy, drippy morning. Yesterday was a very cold, gray, dreary day after a wonderful weekend weather-wise, where it got close to 70 here on the shore and over 70 up at my son's place in the Hartford area. So out to you, I think, Kevin or Dan, or one of the others, one of the Kentucky gentlemen out there. This is AJ1G.
Hey, good morning, Chris. I think Perry said it goes back down to Charlie. So Charlie, go ahead and pick it up. Good morning, Chris, and good morning, Dan. And 73 to Perry. Charlie, pick it up. KK4GZQ.
Okay, Kevin. Yeah, I'm losing stations here. KK4GZQ. K4FNY. All those boys have about disappeared from my receiver, Kevin, so I'm going to go ahead and bail out. myself and get over to Studio B and get sideband rig running. So 73, I'm going to take that together. I don't know who's got